Hi guys, welcome back to 100% Mag. So hope you're all staying safe and well out there. So in today's video we are going to be talking about, of course, the reaction from last night's match or early hours of this morning's match, of course, against Chelsea at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium over in Atlanta for the Summer Series, second of the Summer Series games for Newcastle United in the Premier League, of course. And we're also going to be talking about some transfer news as well, as there is another update on Karl Darlow's move away from Newcastle United. Also, I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on a bit of news that I got handed to us as well on the channel. So without further ado, let's get into it. So starting off with the match against Chelsea, of course, at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta for, of course, the second of our Premier League Summer Series games. I've got to say the game was really good. Newcastle put in a really good performance in the game. Chelsea were a good challenge, but they were also on the ground quite a bit, I thought, in the game. For being a friendly game, they were going down quite easy. The referee, of course, was Peter Banks for this one. It was not an American referee this time. It was Peter Banks, and of course, he was the typical Peter Banks that he always is when he refs Newcastle's games. You know, he was given a lot towards Chelsea quite easily, giving them set pieces right, left, and centre all over the pitch. And I've got to say, you know, that is just pretty much the way he always is when he's reffing Newcastle games. Now, of course, Chelsea took the lead in the game. That goal came on the 12th minute, of course, from their new signing, Jackson, of course, who scored on the 12th minute. And it was against the run of play, I've got to say. Newcastle were the much better side right up until, of course, Chelsea scored that goal. And it was only down to, you know, Sven Botman unfortunately being caught a little bit out by, of course, Jackson being just that little bit ahead of him. And Botman obviously just couldn't keep up with him. And then, of course, Chelsea opened the scoring in the game. Then we'll go on to, of course, a little bit further into the game, just before half time. And lo and behold, here comes Miggy Almiron to score the equalising goal in the game. And of course, what we would then go on to know, you know, by the end of the match, that that was the only goal that we would score in the game. And of course, it would be the last goal of the game as well. And that was on the 45th plus 4 minutes, just before half time. And Almiron scored at the old kicking ground, of course, of the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, his old club Atlanta United's home ground. So, of course, the fans went absolutely into raptures when Almiron scored the goal, and rightly so, because it was an absolutely fantastic goal, I've got to say. He just took it absolutely perfectly. Sort of similar to the goal that he scored against Rangers at the Ibrox, of course. It was a sort of similar goal to that. And it, again, you know, it's just typical Miggy Almiron, the way he scores. You know, it's just a typical goal of Miggy's. And it was an emotional moment when he did score the goal as well, with it being his old kicking ground. Of course, everybody got up, they gave him a standing ovation. Then, of course, when he did eventually come off the pitch, which was on about the back end, of course, around the 78th minute, he came off for Parkinson, of course, to go on, the young lad. And of course, he got a massive round of applause, a standing ovation from everybody inside the stadium. Even Chelsea fans were giving Miggy a standing ovation as well as he went off the pitch. But other than that, you know, the game was a pretty decent game. We had a good test. I'm sure, you know, Chelsea got a good test out of us as well. And the main focus, obviously, around these games is obviously to try and get the legs, the minutes into the players heading into the season. But obviously, you want to win this summer series as well, with it being the inaugural one. You know, who wouldn't want to be the first team to ever win this, especially since this is going to be a recurring theme now throughout the rest of time until, of course, the Premier League decide that they don't want to do this anymore. But this is going to be a recurring thing. So who wouldn't want to be the first team that wins it? You know, I would love to see Newcastle win this. Would be amazing to see it. If it doesn't happen though, however, you know, then I'm not going to be disheartened by it, because at the end of the day, it is pretty much just a glorified friendly tournament, basically. But it would be nice to win it. And of course, you know, well done to Miggy last night for getting that goal in the game, you know, and I'm absolutely chuffed to bits from scoring, of course, that he's all kicking ground as well. It's just absolutely amazing. Moving away from the match, I'll talk about transfers now, and of course, there has been some updates put out. Eddie Howe has confirmed Karl Darlow has left the squad to undergo a medical for Leeds United before completing a move, of course, there, which the estimated fee for this move is £600,000, which is not much. There is also amounts going around saying that it's 400,000. So that is pretty bad when you consider, you know, that this is a Premier League goalkeeper, a Premier League capable goalkeeper, and he's going for about that price. You know, are we being ripped off here? I think we are. When you consider, you know, that there is youngsters going from the likes of Chelsea, you know, and them kinds of clubs, and they're going for well over £10 million, you know, for them youngsters going off to other clubs. So are we being ripped off on Karl Darlow? I really do think we are. You know, and there's a lot of conspiracy theories going around, and I've got to agree, you know, in the fact that we're being ripped off on our players when we're wanting to sell these players on. We're being told that they're not worth as much as what we are quoting them as. Now, at the end of the day, yes, there's a ruling according to Richard Masters that there is a ruling on fair market value, but surely Karl Darlow's fair market value is not that low. You know, this guy has played Premier League football. He was at one point having to be the #1 goalkeeper for it, you know, when there was quite a few problems in the goalkeeping department with injury wise. So surely he's got to be worth more than that. You know, that is literally, non offense to non-league football, but that is literally the valuation of a non-league footballer. So that is pretty bad, I've got to say. You know, hopefully that estimation is a lot higher, but I think it's not, to be honest. I think that is around about where the estimation is. I think that's going to be about where, you know, they will be paying for Karl Darlow, which I've got to say is really, really bad. But moving away from that, of course, the bit of news I was talking about, of course, at the beginning of the video is, of course, Bruno's Magic Hat, or Wilfie, of course, is been having a bit of problems of late. You might have seen the young kid, of course, who goes around wearing Bruno's Magic Hat and collecting for the food bank. Of course, do produce the videos for his channel. Of course, they record them and I just produce them and put them up onto their channel for them, of course. But I have seen that there has been some problems of late. Of course, you might have seen the recent video that got put up, of course, on Twitter and on his channel, Bruno's Magic Hat channel. Of course, go check it out if you haven't seen it yet. You know, but I did put a video up there recently, and of course it was to unveil a new hat that was coming for this season. Of course, the hat being the Sandro Tonali hat instead, with, of course, the Moretti logo with Sandro Tonali on it, and of course spaghetti on top of the hat as well. But now there has been some people out there who are copying the design of Bruno's Magic Hat and going out there and doing it. Now, they haven't asked permission from you know, the family to be able to do this. I think that is very wrong, to be honest. In just an observation, I feel that is very wrong. You know, when this kid is going out there and he's putting his heart and soul and a lot of time, you know, into donating and getting donations for the food bank, you know, I feel that is very, very wrong by these people that are going out there and copying the hat, because that is something that, you know, is pretty unique to that individual, you know, it's pretty unique to Wilf. So I really do feel it is bad that somebody has just decided, you know, to go out there and pretty much steal this hat. They haven't asked permission. You know, they haven't said, is it okay if we also do this? You know, which would be the right thing to do. I mean, every time, you know, whenever I want to put something on my channel and it's from another creator, I will ask if I have permission to be able to do that, because that is the right thing to do. And clearly these people haven't, you know, they haven't asked the permission, because I do speak, you know, to the father, of course, of Wilf, and because obviously we've got to have a connection there so that we can talk about the content, what goes up on the channel. But they haven't told me to make this, you know, comment in this video. I am making this purely off of the own thoughts, you know, my own observation looking at it, because you can see, you know, that clearly they haven't asked permission, you know, to be able to do this. So it's really, really bad, I feel. You know, so hopefully whoever it is goes to the family, you know, and asks permission. Can they also do the Bruno's Magic Hat? Because at the end of the day, you know, if you're going to be doing the collections as well, you know, then just ask, you know, it's just a polite way of doing it. That's my opinion anyway, on that subject. But let us know your thoughts, of course, down in the comments below. If you've liked what has been said in this video today, then please do hit a like on it. Please do consider subscribing to the channel as well. I have noticed we're getting quite a few subscribers now, so thank you for that. I really do appreciate it. And if you want to join the membership, you can do that. Of course, it's £1.99 a month, and you do get perks with that. You get a shout out on the channel once a month, and you do get priority replies as well, as long as you are a member. If you don't want to join the membership that way, then of course you can support the channel by other means, by donating with the super thanks button down below. Any donations are welcome to the channel, and of course if you don't want to do that, then, you know, just hit that subscribe button, because that also of course helps to grow the channel, of course, and that is completely free. You know, I'm not asking people to donate if they don't want to. At the end of the day, it's purely a personal preference if you want to do that. You know, I'm not forcing anybody to do that on the channel, because at the end of the day, all the content's there for everybody for free. I will be making a video on the recent news regarding St James's Park's expansion, and of course the fan zone in Strawberry Place. Until next time, I'll see you all in the next one, and however lads.